Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you've all had a good week. It's a week away, 1 week away. You can see this evening I now have a countdown in the bottom corner of the stream. So 7 days and 29 minutes and we will be getting ready for England's first game of Euro 2024. I cannot wait. Good evening everybody. Let's have a look who's on. Joe, Football Channel, Callum, Ricky, Darius, Charlie, welcome. Great to have you with me. Yeah, I can already see some of the comments straight away coming in with the Iceland game, and yeah, we will obviously cover that in a moment. But yeah, evening. I hope you've all had a great week. We're very close now. We're very close after what has been, I'll be honest with you, a mixed week for England. My fears have come right to the surface following these last couple of games, but. Yeah, we'll have a look. We will have a look. Let me get the agenda on quickly. Evening, Kurt. Nice to have you with me. Let's get it on. Hang on a minute. Let me find where I'm at. So the talking points for this evening, as you can see, are Euro 2024, the 26-man squad. I sort of combined the squad reaction with a video that I was editing at the time. So we will cover it this afternoon as well. England, Bosnia, so England did come out 3-0 winners that night, but it still wasn't great, and I know some people have criticised me for saying it wasn't a great night despite it being 3-0. That first half was just awful. Iceland, of course, it was just by far one of the worst nights I've been at Wembley, and there's been some bad nights at Wembley over the years. And England-Serbia, the preview for England-Serbia. I will be dropping a preview video for England-Serbia this next week, probably Monday or Tuesday night. So I'll hold fire on giving my score prediction tonight, but we're going to discuss it in detail anyway. So that's our talking points. There's a lot to get through, an awful lot to get through. Just right off, though, I was there, obviously, on... When was it? Friday night. And I only realised as I was driving home, hang on a minute, that could have been Southgate's last game in charge of England at home. And I just think that is such a disappointing way to go out. But it's one of those. We've still got the whole tournament to come. Who knows what's going to happen? Cosmo and Dibs, first time English expat catching your live from the US. Thanks for the great coverage. No problem, mate. Great to have you with me. Let me know how the coverage is in the US, because obviously there's a Copa America as well in the Euros. Which one are you guys going to be watching the most? I mean, obviously as an expat, English expat, I presume you'll be watching the Euros, but what's the feeling out there? Darius, Slovenia first. Dan, hi mate, good evening. CM17, good evening. 1 week to go. Come on, exactly. So if you are just joining me once again, at the bottom of the corner of your screen, there's now a countdown on for the Euros. It's a week now. It is a week from now. We'll be there watching the build-up. Remember, over the tournament, I will be doing a live stream after each England game. Not after each game, otherwise I'd never get any sleep, but after each England game. So next Sunday, after the England match, jump onto the channel and we'll all come on and digest the performance together. Fingers crossed it's going to be a damn sight better than what we saw Friday night. But yeah, just a short reminder for you there. That's how I'll be covering it. And obviously I'll be covering preview episodes before each match as well. Right. Getting on to this first talking point. And it is a little bit old news, but we still need to cover it anyway, don't we? Because of the context of the last few matches, has he made the right calls with this squad? Gonna say it, that loss will do us good. It kicked us right in our complacency, reminded us we need to be properly switched on for the group games, or we can expect more of the same. No, exactly. And you can almost say it's come at the right time. You want your losses to come now, but it was that bad. Can they up the game any sort of significance for this Euros? Because it was that bad. It seems like they've got a long way to go to be competitive at the minute. Football Channel, so you're not doing a watch through. I wasn't going to, because I want to watch the football games with my partner and a few friends. And obviously me doing this, it's great to do it with you guys, but I'm sat on my own. So I'd like to watch the games as I normally would, going ballistic in my house and whatever. And then, Yeah, and then come on for the live stream. So, but I may change that. Who knows? If something comes up, I may jump on a live stream and do a watch along. Get Rashford and Grealish in the squad. Well, that brings me on to this squad point. So, let me load up the squad because it is out. This is what we've got, and here it is. So, the biggest talking points from it were obviously Jack Grealish being left out. Most importantly, probably is the most significant player to be left out. Yeah, and you saw, I mean, I was listening to the radio on the way back from Wembley on Friday night, and a lot of people were saying that was a perfect game for Jack Grealish. I promise you now, it does not matter if we had prime Ronaldo and prime Messi at that time. That was the sort of match where no matter who would have chucked on the pitch, would have been the same. The whole squad, from the keeper all the way through, were poor. It was just a poor night. They didn't want to play. It's no excuse, but they didn't want to play. They didn't want to be there. They clearly didn't want to get injured. Iceland played really well. They had nothing to play for other than their pride. And it was just one of those games. If you remember, it wasn't so long ago before the World Cup, we lost 4-0 to Hungary at Wolves. That was 3-4 months before the World Cup that Christmas. We did then go and draw with Germany, lose to Italy, and then draw to Germany in preparation for that tournament. And I think we played all right at the World Cup. So England can up the game, and I expect us to significantly up our game come Sunday night. So I'm not like one of these fans that are absolutely freaking out looking at that squad and thinking it's a terrible thing. The one area that is a concern is the defence, because they were run ragged even by Iceland, and you would say you don't, even if you're not playing at your full strength, you don't want to be run ragged by anybody, and it was poor. Mango Productions, evening Gary, what did you think of those starting 11s I sent you on X? I'll have a look in a moment, mate. I'll bring it up actually. I think it was pretty strong from what I saw. My mum works in the clothing department at Sainsbury's, and she had to sort out the Grealish England shirts today that were returned. Well, interesting. I mean, he deserves to be left out. I think for the most part, apart from defence, maybe with Branthwaite, I think Branthwaite's the one where everyone's saying he should be going, and he should be going, really. Lewis Dunk, his experience, but look at the state of a performance he put in against Belgium in particular. It was just awful. We haven't got any legs at the back, and it's just a worry. It's just a worry. Branthwaite probably should be going. Other than that, though, I'm pretty happy. But you got to remember, and I've heard this a lot, Southgate sees these players more than what we do. He'll have seen them in the dressing room. He'll have seen them in training. He knows far more than what we do. And you've just got to trust his judgment. He's had these players a while now. Maddison was 100% the right call not to go. Grealish, I think, is the right call. It's that defence that's the worry. Cosmo and Dibs, everyone is buzzing for the Euros over in the US. Copa America is big too. US, Colombia, Mexico, Brazil were really good pre-tourno friendlies yesterday. Yeah, I saw the US got battered. Was it 5-1, 4-1 by Colombia? Josh, no problem, mate. Whatever you catch, hope you enjoy. Gareth like Grealish, so clearly he must have thought hard about his place in the squad before dropping him. Yeah, look, his season's been his season. I think nobody can moan about the players that are there. Everyone who's there has earned the space, really. You would argue that. Watkins, you can see, cannot play for England. Yeah, he goes a bit missing, doesn't it? Anyone else notice Iceland didn't do the Viking clap? No, the England fans did it during every free kick. It was embarrassing. KC Mango Productions, I'd have taken Sterling still, him and Kane just have that connection despite his club form. I think the one thing, Sterling's an interesting one, because I think the one thing, looking at this squad, and someone raised it the other day, it's pace. There isn't a huge amount of pace there now, with Rashford no longer there, with Sterling no longer there in particular. We haven't got the legs we have done in the past in terms of the out-and-out counter-attack, so that is something that's interesting. I mean, Bowen's got some legs, but is he likely to be on the pitch in the first place? No. A lot's going to be relying on Eze. Eze's the player now who used to do what the Sterlings and your Rashfords have done previously and come up with the goods when we need it. So the pace is a little bit of a worry as well. There's no doubt I am a little bit deflated after that Iceland game. There's no doubt at all. I'm more worried now. And I just thought I went to Wembley Friday and thought it's not going to be a classic. It's going to be a terrible game. We're just not going to want to be there. It might be 2-3-0 if England just play the normal game. But it was that bad. It was that bad Friday. You've got to think. I don't know what you've got to think. You can see why people are worried. You can see why people are worried. I don't know what is, but because of our lack of depth, losing to Maguire could cost us the tournament. Can't see us winning it without him. Hope I'm wrong, but though if we had Brunthwaite, be a bit more confident. Yeah, Maguire is a huge loss. Huge loss. He's cracking. He's brilliant for England. He doesn't have the legs, but he's just a leader. And you look at that defence. I mean, look at that. You've got Dunk, who is in his experienced player, but he's not experienced at international level. You've got Gomez, who is inexperienced. Gahey, everything's on him. He's got 10 caps for England. Konza, very new. Luke Shaw's coming back from injury. John Stones is the only one there who's he's not even fully fit. Kieran Trippier has been struggling all the time, and Kyle Walker. Without Stones, he's just so inexperienced, and the players that are experienced aren't fully fit. It's a huge worry. That defence is a huge problem. I am truly mystified how Dunk got in the squad. Talk about falling upwards. I mean, the other player that kept coming back up again was Eric Dyer. Should Eric Dyer have gone? Maybe. Group stage 11, Pickford, Walker, Stones, Gahey, Trippier, Rice, Mainu, Bellingham, Saka, Kane, Gordon. I agree with all that apart from Gordon. Gordon won't start. You haven't. Why is Foden not in your starting lineup? Surely Foden starts. US captain plays for Bournemouth, up the cherries. What's the plan for the live next week? Will you go live before the game at all? Possibly. I've not thought about going live before, but I certainly will be after. So like I said at the start, I'll be going live after every England game to assess the results. We'll all come together. I'll be an hour after each game, pretty much within half hour after the final whistle. And we'll digest it, warts and all. I would have taken Bowen instead of Watkins. Bowen's in the squad. Thoughts on Foden's English legacy? Rashford has 23 goals and assists in 26 starts versus Foden 12 in 23 starts. He seems to not step up. Rashford's got like 50 caps for England and only got Rashford's goal to caps ratio isn't great neither. Trent was right back. Trent was bright spark, across both games for me, surely pushing for a start in the first game. I just think he leaves us too exposed, and Rice looked poor. Rice looked really poor against Iceland. We definitely need two sitting holding midfielders, no doubt. No doubt at all. I'm not worried at all, to be honest. The players weren't trying because they didn't want to risk an injury right before the tournament. None of the big teams have played that well in these friendlies. Now, you're right, there has been some shot results. I agree with you there. Graham Potter comes in if we lose the tournament. Well, let's see. Can't start Dunk. Him against Mitro and Vlahovic will be Lukaku all over again. Well, maybe. If teams sit back, we need to use the width to stretch the opposition defence out. If you have Foden on the left, he will drill in and he won't use the full width, so I wouldn't have Foden. I can see that, but if Foden's starting, I think that's the same problem with Trippier. Because he's a right-footed left-back, he keeps wanting to turn in. So that left-hand side, if you've then got another player on the wing who keeps wanting to turn in, we look short on width, and that was the case a couple of times earlier this week. If we top the group, we face whoever comes third in Group D. Yeah, I think now England fans just want to see a performance now. Let's see that we can actually step it up. I'm sure we can. I am quietly confident still. I still expect England to win all 3 group games. I think Foden should start, but I also think that he's just not produced for England, deserves to be starting, to be honest. Controversial, I know. I think it is at the minute. I think he's got to start this game, but then there's options now in those attacking areas if he doesn't do it. Dyer should have gone 100%. He was good enough to start in the Champions League semi, but not good enough for an England squad with a lack of depth, experience and fitness in defence. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Rashford goal cap to ratio 0.28. Foden goal to cap ratio 0.11. The problem is, and I've said this before about goals in this England team, there aren't any. Outside of Saka, other than Kane, there are no goals in this team. That is arguably why Grealish has rightfully been left out as well. He doesn't produce enough goals or assists, and that needs to change. It has to change at this tournament. Someone else has to start coming up with the goals. England will face in the last 16 third-place team against Netherlands in Group D, Slovakia in Group E, or Georgia in Group F. Just want Foden to do well for England and step up now. Yeah, he didn't have a bad World Cup, did he? But it's just, we need the Man City form. That's what we need. We need the Manchester City form coming into these games. I reckon we will face Austria and/or Poland for the round 16. 100% would have taken Eric Dyer over Lewis Dunk. Also thought Gallagher was much improved and was one of the more energetic players in the warm-ups. Yeah, it wasn't bad. I think Mainu and Rice looked poor against Iceland, but let's just put that down to the fact that weren't arsed. Terrible excuse, but, they didn't want to get injured and they weren't bothered. We played poorly in the friendlies before the last Euros and that tournament went all right. I'm still confident. Yeah, the friendlies, we do have to take them with a pinch of salt, but you can see why there's a bit of panic there. It's mainly regarding that defence, absolutely. It was congestion in the final third. Kane kept coming deep, Palmer kept drifting in, and Foden also started in midfield. Mainoo was playing out of the pitch. Problem is, it's easy now. If you're Serbia, Denmark, and Slovenia, you know how to set up now against England. We're gonna find it difficult to break down your hitters on the counter attack. The way Southgate spoke about Gallagher after warm up sounds like he views him as a Rice backup. He does like Gallagher. He always has done. I'm surprised they didn't play Bowen to try to get through that low block. It was just, I don't think anyone could have cut. It was just awful. It was just awful. There's no way about it. I think England will face the Netherlands. Bottom line is 1 week and 15 minutes, and we will truly find out where we stand. Exactly, Kurt. We will. We will indeed. And I fully expect a significantly better England team come next Sunday. Significantly better in attitude, in the way they apply themselves in the pitch. It's going to be a completely different kettle of fish. So everyone does need to calm down a little bit. It is still that defence, though. I keep going back to it. Gallagher starts for me. He is similar to Henderson, and Henderson always work well alongside Rice and Jude. Rice, Mainoo and Jude work well against Brazil and Belgium. Better sides than Iceland. Wouldn't worry too much. I just think they get injured against Iceland, to be honest. For me, England will face Slovakia. Okay, Foden cannot play midfield again. He gets in Kane's way too much. Well, Bellingham's coming into midfield, isn't he? Do you think Gahey's a replacement for Guay? Yeah, I do. Ramsdale should be third. Ramsdale was terrible. He's miles behind. Here's the positive spin. It's that England can't just rely on a stacked roster. We need to gel as a team and be creative for this in attack. Hopefully we'll up the tempo in the real thing. I think we will. How far do you think we get? I think semis, although now we've lost to Iceland, and considering if we get runners-up and we'd play Germany. Ramsdale is the reason we lost, but our attack is the reason we didn't win. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. But the squad, anyway, is something I wanted to cover. I think most people are very happy with this squad, and most people think it's the right squad at the right time. There's no doubt there's concerns there. Not no nation is coming to this tournament with all areas covered. I think the main concern for England is that back line, which you could argue is the most important, because if you concede goals, it means you've got to go and score them. It's a form squad. It's a form squad, which is what Gareth Southgate has been criticised for not picking in the past. It's there now. We've got to go and do it. It is worth noting, though, Southgate can bring in players up to 24 hours before the Serbia game. So players can change up to 24 hours before that first match. I don't think it will unless there's an injury, but it's just worth noting that if someone does break the leg in the next 4 days, 5 days, they can be replaced. Excuse me. So, yeah, the squad. So, let's get rid of that. And games, because the Bosnia game, now it was great that it was in Newcastle. I do like a game that takes us outside of Wembley. Newcastle was great. If you haven't been, definitely worth visiting. Beautiful city, actually, really nice, really pretty, and it was a good atmosphere relatively. Club fans though booing Jordan Pickford, just get in the bin. What is all that about? Why go and watch an England game and boo Jordan Pickford? I get he's linked with Sunderland, but who cares? How long ago was that? It's absolutely ridiculous. And it was the majority. There was a lot of fans that booed him. And I just think, and this is the problem. This is where the England faithful, who, will anywhere. This is the problem with going to club loyalties coming in. And it stinks. It stinks the place out, club loyalties. If you're a club fan and England come to your home stadium, just leave your club stuff at the door. You're there to watch England, something bigger than your club. Get a grip. Do not boo your own England players on the eve of a tournament. Enough said on that. But the game was the game. It was pretty poor. It was terrible in the first half. I thought it was really poor in the first half. It was a weakened team, no doubt. I think the interesting thing, though, is why he played players that he's dropped, Maddison being one, he brought Grealish on. Why give those players game time if he knew they were going to be dropped? Or did he make his mind up after that game? It's maybe. That's what I'm putting it down to, because I don't understand the logic of playing those players if they were never going to go in the first place. So was that Maddison's and Grealish's chance to shine, and they didn't? And that's as simple as that. So that was one of the odd things. the win was the win, 3-0. I think it flattered England a little bit, really. The penalty was, you could say harsh, but he had a big hold of his shirt. And it was just, we just got the job done, didn't we? It was a mixed game. It was one of those games where you left and thought, it went how it went. There was nothing there, really, that we learnt from it, really. It was just as you were. I wouldn't say any players came out really with a glowing reference from that match. It was just one of those games. It was just an performance. We weren't really threatened at the back, and it was just I didn't learn anything. I learned nothing from that game, although it was great that it was in Newcastle in the end. I thought it was quite good. But 3-0 did flatter England, and it just felt like, okay, we're just going to go through the motions into this Iceland game, and yeah, we're going to go off the back of... Because I criticised these two friendlies. I criticised Bosnia and Iceland not being strong enough opposition. I've got egg on my face now, particularly with the Iceland game, because they were strong enough. They gave England plenty of things to think about, even though these sorts of friendly games, you know, you weigh them up and you think, are we learning anything here? Full stop? I don't know. But it was, yeah, I learned nothing. But there was some good performances, should we say. Let me quickly remind myself of the starting lineup that evening. Yeah, so Trent played in midfield, didn't he? He'd obviously got a goal. He played okay. Cole, Palmer, and Eze, they were a slight threat. Ollie Watkins, I thought, looked terrible. And I think that's probably the one thing. I remember leaving the game, actually, and that's probably one thing I did learn, is that even in that game, Ollie Watkins was easily isolated and non-existent. And that was the worry for me. And it's just, I don't know what Ollie Watkins brings. I really don't. And I know for Aston Villa, he's had a fantastic season, but it's a number of games now where he's done nothing for England. He's non-existent. He's easy to mark out the game. He's physically not strong enough, and it's just a bit of a disappointment, really. And I think Ollie Watkins came out looking quite poor from this match, and I'm surprised he didn't get dropped, to be honest. Just going back to the chat, Luke Shaw should get 20 or 30 minutes against Denmark, probably 60 minutes in the final game. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he's getting fitter. He's coming back quicker than what people thought. Same for Maguire, not the best England player. Ramsdale does not get much playing time, so give him some credit. Yeah, but then he's not good enough to be there, is he? I thought Gomez did all right. Coming on, he tried to cross a ball with his left foot, which Trippier didn't do. Serbia did win 3-0 against Sweden. Yeah, but I won't buy anything into that. I'm not looking at that game and thinking, oh my God, they beat Sweden 3-0, so we better be worried. Look, there is no way England, Serbia, on any given day, you put your mortgage on England thrashing Serbia. The difference in the quality between these two teams is huge. We should, in every single asset of this pitch, beat Serbia on Sunday comfortably. We know it doesn't go that well, though, but there's no doubt, man for man, England are a far superior team. Gahey shouldn't play for England team, says Darius. So who are you going for, Darius, at the back? I did get worried about Stones, though. I just brought the New England shirt with 5 stones on. First time I've ever had an England shirt, and I'm 54 and a true fan. Who knows? I mean, I don't think he's injured. Southgate seemed to imply that he might not start the first game. He might not start because he didn't look fully fit even before he took his knock in the Iceland game. So he might not start. It's obvious the lads weren't giving 100%, just don't get the needless negativity. No, absolutely, I agree with that. Darius, shame England losing to Iceland again like in 2016. We have beat them twice since 2016, though, and thrashed them actually at home the last time we played them. So, Kurt, I think both these games have been pretty pointless. We won 3-0 and nobody cared, but we lose 1-0 and everyone is up in arms about it. It just feels like we were setting ourselves up for fail. That is a good point, and someone raised it actually on the way home, that if we'd have gone into this game and won 5-6-0, would we all now be saying, we're definitely going to win the tournament? No. I mean, I think England could have won 10-0 on the night, and I think everyone would just be like, so what? But we lose 1-0 and everyone's up in arms. You're absolutely right there. I don't care how we beat Serbia as long as we win. I'd take a scrappy 1-0. Yep, so would I. We knew England has a way more quality than Iceland and we lost. Is pressure on Sunday to win this so we know we're on track to come out on top of the group? Coming second in group is big trouble for England. No, I don't know. I think there's pressure always on an opening game, particularly as you're a big team. But I think England have dealt with that in the past few tournaments really well. I've got no doubt England will dominate the game Sunday. It just needs to go our way. I've got no doubt England will dominate the game on Sunday. None whatsoever. Yeah, they did, Dylan. Spain lost 4-0 to Portugal right before they won the Euros. If you remember, Ivory Coast won the African Cup of Nations, basically getting knocked out in the group stage. So anything can happen. Argentina got beat by Saudi Arabia. So yeah, let's all just chill out. Absolutely. Feel for Watkins, but he isn't really right for this system. Would be great to see him get a goal or two in the group off the bench for his confidence. Yeah, absolutely. A poor first off it was. The last time England lost their last match before a major tournament was back in 1954 when we lost 7-1 at home to Hungary. I thought we lost a game before the tournament in the 80s. Just be a diverse and together team with maybe some individual performance will be okay. Bottom line is we'll crush Serbia and the Iceland loss will be irrelevant. Absolutely. I mean, end of the day, we win Sunday, no one gives a damn, do they? Nobody cares at all about Sundays if we win the game. The Iceland game, if we win the game on Sunday. Not a chance. Population of Iceland is the same as population of Manchester. Scary start, yeah. But football's football, isn't it? And at the end of the day, England, there's no way. Those England lads were playing at 60-70%. There's no doubt about that. Mammy, well, I slurped my tea. I mean, the Iceland game, going on to the Iceland game, because it was that bad. And I think it's not the fact that we lost. It was the fact that it was a terrible performance. It was awful. There was nothing at all to get excited about. The defence looked. Let's get real. Iceland probably should have won by 2 or 3 goals. It should have been 2 or 3 now. From where I was sitting, They were the only team. They were the better team. They were the better team. There's no doubt. Iceland were the better team that night. No doubt whatsoever. And it's concerning about Palmer in front of goal when he had that chance. He just wasn't very clinical. Kane looks a bit sluggish. They all look sluggish. And there's the worry. What will thoughts be if we lose Sunday? Well, we'll worry about that Sunday, Rob. Honestly, I don't want to contemplate losing Sunday. I will say this though: if we lose Sunday, it's not the end of the world. We won't. We will not lose Sunday. Mark my words, we will not lose Sunday. But if we do, because the third place, you win one game, you're through. You almost win one game, and you're through to the next round. That's all that matters. Being Southgate, put my Southgate hat on. Just get through the group. Just get through the group. Knockout rounds. Anybody can beat anybody. We've seen that in tournaments. You don't have to be the best team to win a tournament either. Argentina weren't the best team in the World Cup. Ivory Coast weren't the best team in the African Cup of Nations. So, look, we'll be fine. We'll be absolutely fine. We will be absolutely fine come Sunday, and I expect a comfortable England win. Look at some of the games Germany lost in the last couple of years. Yeah, 100%. I mean, they've been terrible, haven't they? And they're almost everybody's favourites. I think we should have drawn with the other keepers. Pickford is faster and Anderson is bigger. That shot wasn't hit with much power. I mean, Ramsdale, it was poor. It was poor from Ramsdale, there's no doubt. We were too open in midfield. Where's that gone? We are too open in midfield. Mainoo was too high and trapped back. Oh, JT, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're right, we were too open. I think the thing is, he was pushing. It seemed like Rice had been told to get further forward, and I think he was testing to see how that works for England because he plays more advanced for Arsenal. And I think he was just trying to push Rice forward and see how it worked. But yeah, it didn't work, did it? I mean, every time they went forward, we just looked poor. Cole Palmer should have chipped the one. Yeah, he should have done more. He should have at least got his shot away, Cole Palmer, absolutely. So that little bit of clinical finish was a bit of a worry as well. I'll log that comment from you. Yeah, if you mean from me, Rob, in terms of England won't lose Sunday, clip it. Whatever you guys do on social media, we will not lose Sunday. If we do, just feed this back down my throat next Sunday on the live stream. Our defence looks the poorest it ever has under Southgate, mainly due to injury. Keeping a clean sheet on Sunday would be massive. I agree. Our defence does look the weakest it's ever looked under Southgate, and we've never had the strongest defence. I'm saying it now, Charlie, and Rob, this one's for you. I think England win comfortably Sunday, and I think we keep a clean sheet. Honestly, Mark, we keep a clean sheet and we win by more than one goal. I'm not going to give my score prediction. You can sort of get from that what you want to get from it. I may change my mind actually when I drop the video next week, but at the minute I'm feeling confident. I just trust Southgate and the boys. I just trust them. I just trust that what I saw Friday is nowhere near their best. I've just got that trust with this squad and this team and this manager. And I just believe we're going to turn it on come Sunday. I really do. Did anyone else think their strikers' challenge on Stones was pretty dirty? But, oh yeah, it was a shocker for a friendly. Absolutely. Stones is sometimes a few yards away from a player coming to the box and needs to man mark. Yeah, nice to donate a bit when I can. Yeah, JT, thank you so much. I really hugely appreciate it. I really do. Match channel, Rice has a chance to play a through ball to Foden, but then he knocks it wide to right-hand side. Yeah, fun little stat for you here. Although we lost to Iceland, if we win our next 7 games, we've won the Euros. Yeah, they're not going to be the easiest 7 games, are they? The back line is too high. We are not playing it well. Our defence needs to go back 20 yards. The problem is that Southgate has developed us into a possession-based team. We have the ball. Even against the quarter-final, against France, we had the ball. We had more possession in that quarter-final. And now we're a possession-based team. We like to have more of the ball. The problem is with that is when we have the ball, the defensive line is sitting almost on the halfway line because they're the ones passing it around, which means as soon as we lose the ball, we're vulnerable. We're vulnerable at the back. Players get in behind us, and it's just one of those. So it comes with the territory of us wanting to have the ball and play that possession football. You're absolutely right, JT. I don't know the answer other than to play quicker defenders, but then you're always chasing your tail. And it just seems like, I mean, Iceland had 1 attack in the first half and scored. Every time they went forward, we looked terrified. We looked poor. We looked so poor. I also trust Southgate. He has dealt with a lot before and always dealt with it. He is a very prepared manager, in my opinion. Yeah, I think he was worried after that game, but I think he knows what these players can give, and he'll know that wasn't the full level. I mean, I'm saying this with optimism rather than and with some confidence, but I could obviously be completely wrong here. England could actually be through quite a bad patch here, and that could have been our peak. I don't think it is. Let's be real. With that squad of players we've got, it's just come on, everyone. We're winning Sunday. We are winning Sunday. Everyone, do not worry. We are 100% winning Sunday. There's no doubt. I think the biggest problem with the Iceland game is that the starting lineup as well was a bloody strong starting lineup. When it came out, I was like, that's pretty much... I mean, the defence is pretty much what you would expect to play in that opening game on Sunday, which was Walker right back, Stones and Gahey in the middle, and Trippier left back, and then Mainu and Rice in midfield. That's apart from Pickford in goal, that's as solid as England can get, I think. And we were crap. And I think that's the worry. Cole Palmer, Phil Foden, Anthony Gordon and Harry Kane. These are players, particularly Palmer and Foden, on the same pitch as Harry Kane. That's what people have been crying out for. The informed players this season. And they were toothless. So our best defence looked terrible. And our best attackers looked terrible. And that is a huge worry. I mean, yeah, I'm talking myself into a panic here, but it was a huge, huge worry. We need to score an early goal so that we are winning and teams start to come at us. This means we can counter, which is what we want. We are best at. Yeah, absolutely. I don't trust Southgate anymore because of bad tactics. I did feel the same when we lost 4-0 to Hungary. Then a few months later, we battered Iran. Exactly. I mean, the problem is that was a few months later. This is now 10 days later. And that's the difference. It's a very quick turnaround. Yeah, exactly. Difference is the gap in a week. Yeah, I'm so excited for Euro 2024 in Germany. Yeah, I mean, we all are, absolutely. I'd still play Gomez over Trips, more pace and height. Trips, to be honest with you, I like Trippier and he's more experienced, but I can't believe we've not got a left-footed defender. I just can't believe we've not got a left-footed left back in the squad. It's just anyone who plays out there is going to want to come back inside, and that is a worry. Gomez has been playing out there though more this season, so I think there is a shout for him to start. England need to improve pressing and defending and need to stop passing backwards in attack area. Pressing the ball as a team is key, and Southgate picks this out in his conference after the Iceland game. We did not press as a team, which meant the midfield was so isolated. That is a problem. We need to move together as a team. Surely they'll be looking at those Iceland tapes and thinking, right, this is where we went wrong. You're absolutely right. We need to press as a team and defend as a team, and that did not happen on Friday. Been super excited for the first since the first qualification game in Naples. Now it's here. I'm quite down because of Friday's game. Yeah, I mean, I was there in Naples for that. Cracking night. Absolutely cracking night. One of England's best performances. The counter-press is the problem, as our midfielders weren't tracking back after losing the ball. This is why I would start Gallagher, as I think he does. I mean, Gallagher's a workhorse. I don't think he's the best player we've got, but he's a bloody workhorse, isn't he? England took it out on Iran because of their flag. Really looked like Hungary's. Oh, well, maybe. We have a left back in the squad. He is called Crocked. He is just Crocked, yeah. Well, I thought he said he's called Crocked then. Well, the thing is it seems like he's going to be fit potentially for the Denmark game, for that second game. If we're seriously saying England need that left back to see off Serbia, look, we're not winning it if that's what we're saying. But I don't think we do. Come on. I mean, without sounding horrible, surely we can put any defender at left back. And I'm not saying that to sound awful, but our attacking options should destroy Serbia. They should absolutely destroy Serbia. So, I don't know if Bellingham will help with the pressing massively. It always does. Yeah, well, hopefully he does. Hopefully he does. I mean, Bellingham, it was an interesting one, because how did we feel he did? How did we feel he did in the Champions League final? I thought he went missing a little bit. Tournaments are about peaking at the right time, so a slow start can actually help. Remember Sarajevo famously beat Argentina in the first World Cup game and Messi and the boys turned it on. Yeah, no, I mean, the first game, it's not how you start it, it's how you finish it, isn't it? Absolutely. I choose Trent over Menu now in central defensive midfield. The thing is, Trent is no doubt probably England's best passer. The problem is I don't see him as a holding midfielder. He's not a holding midfielder. You can't rely on Rice only to do all that donkey work, because he'll get overrun, and we've seen now how desperately we need two working holding midfielder. Excuse me. I don't think Trent is not that holding midfielder. He wants to advance more. He's not strong enough. I just don't buy it. I don't buy Trent in midfield. Also, people underestimate if Pickford played against Iceland, he catches the goal they scored. Unlike Ramsdale, he'd probably win 2-0 because they wouldn't be camped in their box for the remainder. I don't know. I mean, it was poor from Ramsdale, but it was poor from Stones. He got turned inside out on one attack. Too many new faces. He showed the player inside. Too many new faces in this team. Not the same team vibe we had all last year. Don't recognise the England team. Hope I'm wrong. I think the problem is has Southgate tried to make too many changes too quickly? Is it a case of this England team is still getting to know each other? Yeah, it's a good point. Only thing is, Serbia do score goals, good on the break, they have height, we must be right on it. If so, we will be fine. I think that's the odd thing, and that England now, from set pieces, we're awful. And that used to be our strong point. You know, I know there's no Maguire there now, but we had numerous corners, I think, against Serbia and Iceland, created nothing with them. I'm struggling to remember when England last scored from a corner, and I'm sure someone will remind me it was much sooner than what I'm thinking of, but it wasn't so long ago where set pieces were our strong point, and now we look poor from set pieces. We create nothing from a set piece at all. There's a little bit of desperation in your voice regarding Sunday, Gareth. I feel your pain, mate. There is a little bit, but come on. I'm just like, come on, please. No, we'll be all right, Kurt. We'll be all right. We will be all right. Jude wasn't at his best of the Champions League final, but still providing an assist and walk away with the trophy. Yeah, Adam Wharton would be a good option to partner Rice, but I worry about his inexperience. Maybe, I mean, look, if he's good enough, chuck the bugger in. Chuck him in. He won't, will he? I mean, he's not going to start, but he may need to have some game time. But, yeah, we're gonna win. We're going to win Sunday. We're going to win. While we're on it, where's everybody watching the game? Where's everybody watching it? Are you going to the pub? Who's out in Germany? I know some of you are going out to Germany. So good luck to those going out. It's just, I don't think the weather's going to be great in the UK neither. It's certainly not where I am. I was going to do a barbecue for it. But as you can see, it is now less than a week away. 6 days and 23 hours and 48 minutes. Less than a week now. After all this build-up, less than a week away. Amazing. We need to play more attacking because Serbia's defence is terrible. Yeah, that's what I mean. Give them more to worry about than what we've got to worry about. Absolutely. We need to play more attack. Pub with my mates, hopefully. Yeah, get in the pub, mates. Quality in a pub. I mean, I'm sure watching England in a pub in the summer, it's just peak happiness, isn't it? Love the positivity, Gary. Yeah, absolutely. You've got to be positive. I mean, look at that squad. Any other nation now would be like, yeah, chill out. We've got a great squad. Let's just go there and crack on and do it. I'll be watching either in hospital or in a pub called The Anchor. Well, I hope you're not in hospital, mate. Good luck with that. I'm watching it with my dad at home behind the sofa, probably. Russell in the Alf Schalke Arena. Yes, mate. Go and cheer the boys on. Send me some pictures for it. I want to see where you sat when you get there. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, mate. Oh, wait, we'll be in the ground. Good man. Lou, Russell. Go on, boys. Cheer us on. Get us over the line. Look, end of the day, it's going to be a step up from Friday, isn't it? I mean, the way... I mean, we were sat around some people in the ground, and honestly, the desperation in some... It was like we were losing the final. It was like we were... I mean, I'll be honest with you, there were a couple of times when I got frustrated as well, but the anger and the frustration and the booze ringing out at the full time, you just think, calm down. Bellingham now has taste of victory lifting a major trophy. He's young but a natural leader. He raise up the team and come through in those critical moments as he has with Real Madrid. Possibly. Let's not put it all on Bellingham, though. He's still a young lad. Are you worried about Kane's fitness and the fact against Iceland he was so deep? Yeah, 100%. And I think it goes back to... Was it World Cup? When he was... when was it? It was the Euros, wasn't it? When he was struggling for goals and Sterling picked up the baton. And the thing is, Kane hasn't got pace, but he's just class. He's absolutely class. Give him the ball, he'll either score or he'll feed someone in. And it's just, look, Kane is class. Kane is class, and I think as long as you put quality around him, he'll be absolutely fine. It just feels flat. I've been so convinced for months that it's our time, and now right before it starts. Yeah, no, Kurt, I agree, and I think that's the thing, and I think it's a good thing. I mean, I was rocking up to Sunday, like, I mean, I was just like, it's not even a contest. We're going to thrash him. I was expecting 6 goals again, like we got in the World Cup. It's been a big wake-up call for me, the Iceland game, absolutely, and probably what I needed, really, because I was a bit like, we're going to walk this, and we're not. Obviously, we're not. But previously, I've not rated any of these teams we're playing, but I'm looking at them and I think, well, hang on a minute, these are better than Iceland, all 3 of them, and Iceland's just turned us over, and probably should have won by 2 or 3-0. Again, I'm just pointing down to the fact it's a friendly, chill out, we're good. We are good. UK of Games, great to have you here. Nice of you to join. Kane has scored 6 goals in our last 6 knockout games. Yeah, legend. 4th row, managed to get fans first. Good man. Oh, you'll have to meet up. Russell and Lou. I mean, how many England fans do you think will be in the ground? How many tickets were fan first. Iceland defence was an effing iceberg. With regards to the last corner we scored, unless I'm missing something, it was Rice, Italy away. Yeah, it was. I was there, actually. Yeah. It was that. And I wouldn't say it was directly from that corner. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. It was sort of... It wasn't from the immediate ball in, I don't think. Gelsenkirchen was the ground for Portugal's 06 game as well, right? Hopefully no Rooney stomp moments from any of the boys. Yeah, I mean, these arenas sort of have a history, and you hear certain names and it just reminds you of England in the past, doesn't it? I think we created enough to deserve 1-1 on. No, we didn't. We were terrible. Against Iceland deserved to win 2-3-0. I reckon there will be 10 to 15k. England, we find a way. Yeah, no, it's brilliant, mate. And I know there's going to be a few more out there in Germany that obviously haven't got tickets. Gahey is ball-playing centre-back like Stones. He's not big, so defending crosses against Mitrovic and Vlahovic is going to be a mad matchup. Serbia are bad defence. They only even struggled in the qualifiers, so I think we should score quite a few goals. Let's hope so. Yeah, the atmosphere will be quality. The quality, it'll be really good. Well... it will if we win. It will. It'll be a good atmosphere, and I'm really jealous I'm not there. Really jealous. Hopefully, I'll have enough caps myself now for the next tournament. Well, maybe not. Who knows? Seems like you have to be watching England for about 5 years to get a ticket, which is what it should be. You should have to earn your tickets, definitely. All these going to watch Iceland at home when we get beat 1-0. This is why you earn your tickets for the big tournaments. Absolutely. JT, please hit like and subscribe. Hit like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Absolutely. So if you're new here, you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the channel. You don't have to be an England fan. Any and everyone's welcome. Come and tell us England fans what we think we're getting wrong or right or whatever. Put your 10 pennies in. I did mean bad and not mad. Okay. Southgate should have announced the squad after the match because the players would have did their best. Right, the problem is, and I'm glad you've raised this, Pagani, what is going off in that England squad? There's clearly someone in there who's leaking everything. The 33-man squad got leaked before it was supposed to be announced. The 26-man squad got leaked before it was announced. I don't know how much to read into that because it hasn't happened before. And I just think with all these changes that are going off, just something in the back of my mind doesn't feel right. It just feels like it does feel a bit different. It feels a bit more chaotic. It feels a little bit more... There's just different individual stories going off that are unsettling things. And I might be getting a bit paranoid here, but... it just doesn't feel like that tight Southgate sort of camp we've seen in the past. I mean, at the minute, Southgate goes for a shit and the press knows about it in 5 minutes. So I don't know what's going off with the leaks. I really don't. And that is why he had to announce it, because it was already out. Everyone knew before it was officially announced. It was out there. And he just thought, you know what, I've got to get it out because it's not fair on those players leaving or whatever. So yeah, it was a real interesting one. I hope there's no booing at the games. We haven't lost a group game in the last 2 tournaments, and yet some fans have booed in both tournaments for the games we drew. I don't think there will be. I mean, I can't remember being that many boo. I mean, no, there'll always be fans that boo. There'll always be fans that boo because there's some fans who think we should win every game 10-0. We need to have a look to see if some of the Iceland players may have an English grandmother. Hopefully it rains in Germany on Sunday. Rains goals. Is Ben White the mole? Well, I don't know. I mean, where's he getting his information from? Because he's not in the camp, is he? But there's definitely something going off there, and it does seem like it's just felt different, this whole squad, and the way it's built up, and the way Southgate's been. I don't know. I might be sort of making that up a little bit, but I do feel like just looking around it, and this may be something that I look back on and think, when we've been battered in the group, I'm joking, but if something goes disastrously wrong, I might come back to this, but it does feel a bit like something's a bit different. Kurt, it's weird. I've been saying for days that the key to hammering the weaker teams is to get the first goal, and that forces them to open up. Go a goal down and it's 11 men behind the ball on a long night. Yeah, absolutely. English journalists would rather get clicks than England do well. I remember us playing Germany at Euro 2021 and they leaked the lineup about 5 hours before kickoff. Yeah, I mean, we all know what the English press is like. Have you noticed as well, though, that, the Dortmund fans who got all the flares into Wembley, the Real Madrid fans storming Wembley as well? I bet you any money there's no Netflix documentary on them. It's just the way English fans get treated by the press is a joke. Not England related, but 17-year-old Brazilian Endrick looked unbelievable against Mexico yesterday. Can't wait to see him. Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. and Bellingham next season at Madrid. Yeah, Madrid are just a joke, aren't they? Wembley just overwhelmed England in the match they play there. I don't know. I don't think it usually does. I think if anything, when we play at Wembley, it's just too comfortable. The players just aren't arsed. I mean, how many times I've been to Wembley and I've seen them put in shocking performances, and I think it has the opposite effect. I think they just go there as a bit like, it's just a bit chilled out. It wasn't player leaking it, to be fair. It was journalists that saw players leaving the camp. Yeah, but it just, you haven't sort of had that over the past few years, though, under Southgate. And it just felt like, I don't know. Obviously the journalists have picked up on things, but it feels like there's more information going out there quicker than what Southgate has wanted in the past, and that hasn't always been the case leading up to the tournament. So you do feel like, what's different this time? If it means anything, there are 5 England players that have won trophies for England at youth level. Yeah, I mean, they've got that pedigree, but it's a big step up. I just think, we've got to win. We've got to win Sunday. I'll be the first. You will see an extremely disappointed me if when I live stream next Sunday after the game and we've not won. I think that'll be our biggest reality check. At the minute, I'm still very confident, but I think if we don't see England now in a competitive game, because it feels ages ago since we've seen England in a competitive game, like one that mattered, bearing in mind those last few games in the qualification campaign, they were dead rubbers anyway. We were already through. So it just feels like a long time since England's played in a game that actually mattered and meant something. You probably argue the Italy game at home was the best. It was the last game, and look how well we performed in that. So that's where I'm at with it, really. This Sunday is obviously going to be the thing that, it's going to really dictate how we are. But I just feel like it's so hard to judge where this England team are now at, particularly because the squad is so different, and there's a lot of what you would argue, some of the senior players, even if they're not playing, but ones that were in the camp, there's a lot of those players missing. So we don't know what this squad is like or capable of. So, yeah, it's going to be it's so hard to judge. It really is. So some people are saying it's a pretty tight game. My prediction is 2, England 6. I believe it's going to be England 5, Serbia 1. 3-0 for me. Interesting. So some people are going for big predictions. I don't like Wembley. It feels too corporate. I was there on Monday at St James's, and the atmosphere was much better without any Mexican waves. I also didn't see any paper airplanes thrown. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I love Wembley, but at the same time, I would love a lot of England games, all England games at home. To be honest with you, played at different grounds. If he fixes that, we went. Back torn between a 1-1 or a close 2-1 win. Russell, come on. Yeah, you're going to do my blood pressure. No good, mate. I'm telling me Serbia's going to score. Jesus. No, we're not. I don't want a tight game. I can't bear it. I mean, this is the thing. It's so good watching England, but I can't bear it. It's awful, isn't it? It is. I mean, as good as it is, it's awful watching England at a tournament. It is just. I know what I'm going to be like next Sunday. I'm going to get up next Sunday morning and I'm just going to be a wreck. And it's not until 8 o'clock at night. So it's like 12 hours. I'm just going to be moping about. I'm going to have to do something. I have to plan something to keep myself busy because I can't handle it. Do you think Serbia's attack will be good against England? Well, yeah. If Iceland's were, I expect Serbia's to be causing us some problems, and that's the bloody worry. I'd love 4 goals, show how attacking we are. Yeah, so would I. Serbia's attack is amazing, but the defence is terrible. Anybody playing the fantasy football game for the tournament? No, I've given it a miss this year. I've got too much on with this channel. I have done a sweepstake, though. Serbia's defence versus Saka, Kane, Foden and Bellingham is horrendous to match up. On your last stream, you were 10 out of 10 excited for the Euros. What's your level of excitement now after those friendlies? Oh, it's still 10 out of 10. It's still, I mean, a tournament is a tournament. You can't whack it. It's still 10 out of 10. My nerves, though, I would say, in my last stream, I was like 1 out of 10 in nerves. I just thought it's going to be a break. I was walking in too complacent. I just thought, I'm not even worried about any of the group games. I'll be honest with you, in my head, we're in the knockout rounds. Now, though, I would probably say I'm about 7 or 8 worried. And not that I probably will go out of the group, but I just don't want a tight game. I just want us to thrash them. Get the first game over and done when I can enjoy the tournament then for at least 3 games. As long as we don't lose, a draw is okay. It is, really, on the grand scheme of things. You're right. If we draw on Sunday, it's really not the end of the world, but the pressure build up to the next game, it's rare for a team to get 9 points. Yeah, but the top 3 go through. I think if you win one and draw one, you're through, aren't you? Maybe 1 goal for Serbia is 100% Dusan Tadic. Southgate doesn't seem as friendly as previous tournaments. I know that sounds weird, but he comes across as more serious and slightly pissed off. That's what I mean. Kurt, I'm picking up on there is some sort. It just feels different. It does feel different, and this is whether Southgate's just right. This is it now. We need to crack on and do it. I don't know, but there is that little bit of a different feel to me for this camp. England intensity will definitely be higher when the tournament starts, so I think we should beat Serbia comfortably. Brilliant. Play FIFA all day. No, I don't know. No, I don't really play games anymore. I need to do something. I might do a barbecue. I'm hoping it's going to be sunny. England 1, Serbia 0 due to the match nerves. That's why I said 2-6, because Serbia have some good attackers. Out from before the World Cup was 3 draws and 3 losses. We thrashed Iran in the first game. We need to chill out. 100%. Serbia will be easier to score against than Denmark and Slovenia. Need to be positive and get first game 3 points. Well, right, we are going to be positive. Like I said, I'll drop the score prediction probably after, but England are going to win that first game. We're going to win it, and we're going to win it well. The lads are going to be much better, and who knows? And the goals are going to be shared around. A striker's going to come off the bench and nick a goal as well. And I'm putting it out there now. I think England keep a clean sheet. I think England keep a clean sheet. I'm sticking. I've said it now. I'm putting my neck on the line. England keep a clean sheet, 100%. 100%. Well, it's not 100%, obviously, but I don't know. Some of you in there going nonsense, but we're going to be different. We're going to be different. No, I'm not on the line. We're going to be different. We're going to turn it on. Do we see Denmark beating Slovenia? They'll get 3 points straight away. Yeah, I think Denmark are comfortably the next best team in this. I'll be honest with you, I think it's got exactly the same of what's happened in the past few tournaments for England. Win that first game and the second game, I think will be crap. I think against Denmark, it'll just be get a point and Southgate knows we're through. And it'll be like the US all over again. I think we'll beat Serbia and then it'll be a boring draw against Denmark. I think that's how the group's going to go. I believe Serbia get a 2-2 draw against Denmark. I just hope Dunk don't dunk on that clean sheet. I thought Declan Rice's interview after the game on Friday was class. He was hurt and was only friendly. Yeah, and I think Anthony Gordon spoke well as well. And he filled me with a little bit more confidence, saying, "No, everyone calm down." What about Slovenia, Serbia? I think I'd say Serbia are the next best, strongest team in this group, but it's difficult between Serbia, Denmark and Slovenia. I would say Denmark are the strongest out of the three. I do think that. Yeah, I'm gonna say Denmark are gonna be our toughest in this group. Absolutely. But I mean, look, it's all getting closer. Look, bottom right corner. Every minute we're talking, it's just getting closer and closer and closer. It'll be a great start to the tournament anyway on Friday when Scotland get battered. So we've all got that to look forward to on Friday night. A comfortable 3-0 win for England, for Scotland, for Germany there, I think. It does feel different, Gary? 100%. Do you think it's a combination of the incredibly high expectations and injury woes? Yeah, I do, actually. I do think that. I think Southgate knows it's his last chance as well. I could see Slovenia surprised because they have better defence than Serbia now. Gordon spoke brilliant for such a young lad. He clearly England and was our best player, I thought, on Friday. Yeah, he was good. He was good. But Friday night, I'll be enjoying myself when Scotland are basically out after the first game, and then it'll be on to England, who will win on Sunday night. That's what I'm going for. These last two games have been a worry. The squad isn't the strongest in terms of the defence, but there's loads of attacking talent. If any of that clicks, 70%, 80%, we comfortably get through this group. That's what we've got to have in the back of our minds. 100%. And we've just got to pray it's coming home. Nah, it's now or never. I've said this, it's now or never. Let's hope it comes home. Right, guys, it is on just over the hour mark. I hate to cut it short, but well, it's not short really. I usually do an hour. Next Sunday, so next couple of days, I will drop a preview video for the Serbia game, give my score prediction. I'm just going to stick my neck out on the line and come up with a score prediction for that game. Then next Sunday after the game, so what time will it be? It'll be about 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock next Sunday, I will do a live stream, probably for a good hour, assessing the game. We'll digest it. If you can make it, brilliant. If not, catch it on the repeat. But this is it. This is it, guys. So I will see you all live on the next live stream when England have hopefully won their opening game of the Euros. And I will see you in my preview for the England-Serbia game. Robert, thank you so much. Thank you so much, my friend. That is, yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Come on, boys. It's coming home. Ladies and gentlemen, whoever's on the chat, it's coming home. If you're not here and you're not an England fan, thank you for joining anyway. If you're here and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We're going to be here, warts and all. You'll see my tears if we get knocked out. Well, hopefully I'll try not to cry on live stream, but we're going through this tournament together, all of us together. You know, when I put these videos out, hit the comments section. Let me know your thoughts on the preview video on the Serbia one. I'll put some questions on the community page as well ahead of this game. It's here. It's finally here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm just a nervous wreck, absolute nervous wreck coming up to Sunday. But whatever you're doing this week, have a great week. I will see you all at the weekend. It's come on, it's coming home. See you later, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye bye.